Unit 22 Vocabulary for the COL on Friday, March 26th. The first word is vetoes, and these are from the challenge words. A veto is any authoritative prohibition or rejection of a proposed or intended act. If you watch the news at all, the new health care bill, the president does have the power to veto it if he wanted to. He could say, no, I don't like this, and he would veto it. Means it's got to go back. He said no. Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are just any various winged insect. It's an insect whose females bite and are able to suck blood from animals and humans. We talked a little bit about that. Mosquitoes aren't invertebrates, so when we did our invertebrate unit. Avocados. Avocados are an edible, tropical American fruit having a leathery green or blackish skin. They actually look very disgusting. They have a mild tasting yellow-green pulp, which means when you take it open, it's the actual fruit, and then there's a very large seed in the middle of it. If you've heard of guacamole, guacamole is made from avocados. It's that green, looks really gross, but it's actually very good. Wharves. Wharves are a landing place or a pier where ships may tie up and load or unload. So if you've ever been to the ocean, you see wharves where it's just kind of a place where the boats sit and where, you tie your boat and let it park. Okay, sopranos. Sopranos are a very high singing voice of either a woman or a boy, and it's the singing of the highest range. Now we're getting into a little bit of science. This is what we're going to be talking about. Our next unit, which is our genetics. Genetics is a field in science or a branch particularly of biology because it's life science. So it's a branch of biology that studies heredity. And I'll jump down to heredity. Heredity is basically the passing of traits from one parent to its offspring. So your heredity is based on different traits from your mom and different traits from your dad. And that's basically the whole study of genetics. It's just this branch of biology that studies this. Now from genetics, you'll see the word gene, and that's your next vocabulary word is genes. Genes are the basic unit of heredity in a living organism. All living things depend on genes. Genes hold the information to build and maintain an organism's cells, and they are able to pass genetic traits to offspring. So traits are found on genes, and your genes are passed. You get genes from your mom, you get genes from your dad. Okay, we did heredity. Now into some social studies words. Passover is a Jewish holiday commemorating the deliverance of the ancient Hebrews from slavery. Now Passover is occurring right now. Actually, I think it begins on the 30th of March. So while you're in spring break, Passover for Jews would be starting. And they actually celebrated Passover in the time of Jesus, obviously, because they were commemorating when the Hebrews were freed from slavery. Hyssop or hyssop is a fragrant flower of the mint family. Deportation, I believe these are from reading. Deportation means the expulsion or the removal of a person or group of people from a place or a country. You learned about Jews being deported, gypsies being deported during the Holocaust, I'm sorry. Cantor is the official of a synagogue who conducts the liturgical, part of the service, which means the readings, and sings or chants the prayers intended to be performed as solos. Rehabilitation is the restoration of someone to a useful place in society. So let's say somebody was sadly addicted to drugs and they are rehabilitated, or they have gone and went through a rehabilitation phase in their life. That means they are restored. They are able to be placed back into society. They're able to become successful and so forth. And then the final word is hostility. Hostility is a very violent action that is usually done for absolutely no reason. When someone acts in a hostile way, they are in a state of deep-seated ill will against somebody else. You've heard of someone being hostile. The word just means evil, very violent action.